Hey there. My name is Tyler Ruddy. I'm currently a senior at App State University with a major in political science and a minor in experiential integrative learning, and I'm planning on attending Wartburg Seminary this upcoming fall in order to achieve a Master's of Divinity and become a pastor here in the North Carolina Synod. In regards to what kind of leader I would say I am, I would say that I'm a leader who leads through listening. I think there's a really unfortunate stereotype that exists out there for those who work in and around ministry that this whole profession is one that just merely revolves around listening. Well, there is certainly some truth to the fact that ministry involves talking. I also think ministry itself is one that is supposed to imitate Christ, imitates Christ's ability to listen and be an empathetic listener at that. I think listening is the most merciful and gracious thing that we as humans have the ability to do. I think of my mentors, for example, at my residential college at App State, who lead by encouraging us students to ask questions and let those questions that we have seemingly stir within us a desire to learn more. I think of the many faith leaders who I've worked alongside who have embodied Christ through compassionate and empathetic listening to myself and to others alike. And even within my own family and friends, who I hold in high regard and love dearly, I think I have seen in myself, through all of them, that listening is Christ most clearly speaking to us. I also think listening is needed now more than ever before as we think about what the future of ministry looks like for the next 10 years and beyond. I think many are right to speculate and ask questions about what might Christ's church look like in the near and far future. What challenges lie ahead and need answering? Well, there are certainly a lot of ways to answer that question. I think a more beneficial way of viewing our current standing and circumstance in the world right now would be by reframing that question from being one that is an existential problem into a life-giving opportunity instead. While the problems that I feel plague the church are real and worth solving, I also have a hard time reckoning with the way that we've historically conducted ourselves in response to such issues. Take, for instance, the question of who will make up the church over the course of the next decade. While it's true that the church has certainly used older generations, such as the baby boomer generation, as a crutch in previous cycles, the church has also made great strides in broadening its demographic makeup on Sunday mornings and on its membership rosters. And it hasn't done any of that through panicking or acting abruptly without much thought or regard, but it's done so by re-examining itself, by asking sometimes difficult questions of itself, and evolving to meet people where they are. It's clear to me that God has never once imagined a static, stagnant church huddled together for safety and comfort, but rather a dynamic, vibrant, diverse group of disciples who go where Christ calls them. We have a clear invitation to completely reimagine what church looks like for the foreseeable future. And while it's no doubt terrifying at times from the uncertainty of it all, it's equally as exciting as well to imagine how God is constantly moving all throughout the ELCA and the larger world. I only pray that we as a church ask questions, act in grace and mercy, and continue to be a mere reflection of something so much bigger than any one of us or any one institution, the church included. In regards to what I hope to get out of my time in seminary, I hope to maybe have more clarity to the questions that I have. Questions like how I can be the best possible leader for my congregation and community, how I can uplift those without a voice, how I can best contribute to building Jesus' kingdom here on earth, as well as more logistical questions that I have. Questions like how I might view scripture differently through a more well-versed understanding of Greek or biblical history, how I might answer tough questions that my congregation will inevitably ask me as a pastor, like why God allows suffering, or does God love even the worst of us all? It's questions like these, as well as just being around others who are as eager and excited as I am when thinking about the future of the church, that I hope to have answers to and experience for myself during my time in seminary.